So hey guys, and welcome to my farming guide for Orokin cells and Neurodes in Warframe. I chose those two because they are very rare and they are high in demand because they are used in many different crafting recipes. And because people are having trouble farming them, I decided I'll make a quick guide and I will show you where I farm Orokin cells and Neurodes. And the first mission, and probably my favorite as well, is the Orokin derelict assassinate, aka the Lephantis mission. And this is awesome because of a couple of things. First of all, you don't need a Necros, and it's also the way to get Necros, the best farming frame in the game because of Desecrate. Lephantis is also very much soloable, so you can do it on your own as long as you have a tanky frame like the Rhino and an automatic weapon that's at least half decent, and in this footage I'm using the normal Soma. This mission is also very fast as long as you rush past all the enemies and just go straight to Lephantis, and each head or tentacle of Lephantis is in phase 1 has a chance of dropping 1 Orokin cell or 1 Neurode. Sometimes you will get 2 Orokin cells in phase 1, once I even got 3. And then when you go to phase 2 and you fall down, Lephantis himself also has a chance of dropping either a Neurode or an Orokin cell. So as you can see here on the mission summary screen, I got 2 Orokin cells and 1 Neurode from this run, which took me somewhere between 4 and 5 minutes. And that's pretty much the only mission that does not require Necros, and it's the way to get Necros, so it's pretty good. And the missions from now on don't require Necros, but they are infinitely better with Necros that's desecrating all the time, because it increases the chance of you getting one of these resources significantly. So, Orokin cells, the best mission for me, if I don't want to run an overly specific group, which I'll talk about later, is this one on Jupiter. It's a survival mission, so you're fighting a steady stream of enemies. It's a dark sector mission, which means it has a higher chance of dropping resources, and you can do it solo, which is also a plus, because sometimes you don't want to run in a group and, you know, you get into survival, you're like, okay, I'm going to farm some Orokin cells, and then people want to finish after 5 minutes because they just want credits, or you got life strike or whatever. So when you don't feel like running the Orokin derelict missions, or you don't want to run an overly specific group for Draco, which I'll talk about in a minute, and you do have Necros, this one is doable without Necros, but once again, Necros increases the chance of you getting an Orokin cell. This is the one mission you want to run. It's Piskinas, I have no idea how to pronounce this, but it's the survival dark sector mission on Jupiter. And just to very quickly glance over the overly specific group I was talking about, I unfortunately couldn't get any footage of it because I wasn't able to get this group. You can go into series Draco, but you're gonna need a maxed out Mesa to kill everything, maxed out Greedy Mag to pull everything to you, you're gonna need Frost with a really strong Snow Globe, and you'll need Necros with maxed out range for Desecrate, otherwise Mesa is gonna kill everything way too far and you won't be able to Desecrate it. Now this mission also has the added benefit of being the XP farm. Alright, this is the mission where you can rank up Warframes and weapons the fastest. So if you do have access to this very specific group, there is no reason to not do this other than, well, it's just a snore fest. It's really boring to do this mission, in my opinion. And that's it for the Orokin cells. Let's move on to Neurodes. Now we're gonna go to Earth, and since Cambria has been converted to Spy, we're gonna run Lua or Lua or Tikal. I don't know how to pronounce these things, don't judge me. Now, you can run either one of those. It doesn't matter which one you run, but there are slight differences. So first of all, the Lua one has the standard survival, defense, excavation loot table. So generally, you're gonna get fewer Neurodes because it's not a dark sector mission, but you're gonna get more void keys, that being all tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 keys. Alright, so if you want void keys and some Neurodes, you should run Lua. Now, if you run the Dark Sector mission, you will of course get the Dark Sector loot table, which means you can get mods like Life Strike. And once again, because it is a Dark Sector mission, you're gonna get more resources, because I think it's like 15% increased chance. I can't read it, it's too small on my screen. But I think you get 15% more resource drops from enemies. So, once again, if you want some Neurodes and some void keys, run Lua, the normal excavation mission. If you want more Neurodes and maybe get a life strike or some dark sector mod, run the dark sector mission on Earth. Now, just to give you a couple of tips and tricks, I suppose, for the excavation mission, you need a running excavator for enemies to spawn. If you don't have an excavator, enemies will not spawn, and if the excavator runs out of power, they will stop spawning as well. So you always need at least one excavator that has power in it. Now you can also specialize your group as well if you want to. Greedy Mag is awesome to pull everything to you so you don't have to run all over the map. Frost is awesome with his snow globe so he can protect the excavators, especially once bombards start coming in, but you can run it on your own, and this is hands down the best mission for Neurodes. I remember when we had the double resource weekend like 2 months back, we were doing sort of 10, 15-ish excavators, and we were getting 30, 40 plus Neurodes per run. And that's it for the Orokin Cell and Neurodes farming guide. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope this will be helpful for you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.